Ocarina of Time. After nearly 30 years of being called one of the greatest video games ever made, I had one question. Does this game actually live up to the hype? Or is it just a masterpiece because a bunch of people grew up with it? So I decided to finally sit down and play Ocarina of Time properly for the first time, using Ship of Arcanian to see if this legendary adventure still holds up from a modern perspective. Because while this game helped define 3D adventure games, a lot has changed since 1998. New Zelda games have introduced new mechanics, new ideas, and new ways to explore a world. Hell, Nintendo's working on a new version of the game right now. So over this playthrough, I'm gonna break down what makes Ocarina of Time work, why it's still beloved today, and whether it truly deserves its spot in gaming history. Also, I voice every single character myself. Let's see if this game really lives up to the hype. Ovusi. Okay, I think I gotta name him that. Ovusi. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. Oh, there's our boy. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. The fuck are the fairies gonna do? What do you mean guardian? However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. He's not fucking cool enough. Turn the game audio down a little bit and turn the background music way down. Oh my god! Navi. Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm. Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon me. Damn. No pressure, little bitch. Sorry. So instantly, first thing I want to say is, or the first thing I want to recognize is the fact that, yes, this game has very, very aged graphics. I would say that the graphics themselves, being the way that they do, are endearing. That being said, I'm sure there are plenty of people who disagree with me. My house.
Hello, Ovusi.
I'm sorry.
Wake up. The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Ovusi, get up.
I hate it.
Hey, come on. Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy?
I wasn't even asleep. My eyes were open, bro.
You finally woke up. I'm Navi, the fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now.
Bet. So without to state the obvious, oh wait, another cutscene. Hold on. Hold on.
Yahoo! Hi, Ovussy!
I can't get over it. It kills me every fucking time.
Wow, a fairy! Finally a fairy came to you, Ovussy! Wow, that's great news! I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Ovussy. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you? It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree.
So it should go without saying that obviously another reason as to why I have I've started playing this game is because of the fact that Ocarina of Time was announced to have a remake a couple months ago, like officially. Out of celebration for the Ocarina of Time remake, I think it's finally time that I play the original. Because like I said, I've only played the 3DS version and like a couple of times, like played a portion of this version of the game. I will also say this, chat, I am going to be trying to go for 100%. That being said, the second we get to Bombchu Bowling, I am cheating. I am cheating and I will not feel sorry for it. I'm sorry. I've played Bombchu Bowling. I hate that minigame. Every other minigame is perfectly fine. I enjoy every other minigame in this game, except for Bombchu Bowling. I despise that fucking minigame. So the second we get there, I am cheating. Okay? I am cheating and I am not feeling sorry for it.
Hey, you, Mr. No Fairy. What's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You've got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mido? This isn't funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're going to help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and a shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Sheesh.
Instantly, I do want to say this, right? I have been working on a side project, which this is not the side project I have been hinting towards as of late. This is a different side project. One of them is a Sonic retrospective. And in that retrospective, I use Kokiri Forest as an example of like a perfect introductory stage. And like, the reason why I think this is the perfect introductory stage is because it literally gives us a jungle gym of an area to explore, allowing the player to get used to controlling Link in a 3D space, right? Like, just in this area alone, you learn that Link automatically jumps, you learn how to control the camera, you know how to learn how to move Link, you know that you can climb ladders, read signs, talk to people. You learn, and Z-targeting. You learn Z-targeting in this area as well. I believe that, or no, the girl up top of the shop teaches you to Z-target. So, say what you will about Ocarina as a whole. The devs of this game knew what they were doing when it came to this opening area, because you basically get to really grasp the fundamentals of controlling Link in a 3D space within the first few minutes of the game because of Kokiri Forest. You got the Kokiri sword. This is a hidden treasure of the Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice with it before you really fight. So yes, so now we have the sword. And we also have to get the shield. Now, to get the shield, we need money. I believe we need 30 rupees? Which, again, is perfect, because now not only is Kokiri Forest the best place to learn how to play the game, but now, because it's the best place to learn how to play the game, and you have to grind money to buy the shield. Sure, yes, it sucks every time that you restart the game. You have to become more efficient at, grinding money and finding where rupees are. But again, it is handling the game's mechanics. It is teaching the game's mechanics without saying, you could buy things from the shop with rupees. It's forcing you have to go buy something from the shop. If you don't have the money for it, then you need to grind rupees. And we're also going to teach you how to grind rupees.
Hi, Ovusi, look this way. Look over here with Z and talk to me with A.
So, and they still do the very hand-holdy shit where they're like, press this button to do this, which I don't think is inherently a bad thing. I'm not saying that, every game that has, a tutorial screen or shit like that, that I don't consider that a flaw. I just think the people who are able to do a tutorial without needing to pause the game and pull up an info screen on how to do something just in general, that is a show of skill at game development, because nothing takes you out of a game more than literally pausing the game to tell you about a game's control. The best tutorials are ones where you're teaching the player how to play the game and the player doesn't even really know it. And I do genuinely think Ocarina does this really well with just the Kokiri Forest. It also makes sense context-wise as to, why this area is built the way that it is. It is a location primarily filled with children. So by having this place be kind of like a jungle gym, it makes this level design make sense. And I think that's something Nintendo has always really excelled at when it comes to the Zelda franchise, is letting each race and group of people in Hyrule feel distinct from one another. And they have gotten better at it the more they have done it. All right, so we got our sword and our shield. We're ready to play Pokemon.
If you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Huh? What's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield? And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the Great Midu, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot. How did you get to be the favorite of Sari on the Great Deku Tree, huh? Great Deku Tree, I'm back.
Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Oh, Wussy, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. O Wussy, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have the courage enough to undertake this task?
Yes.
Then enter, brave Wussy, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Wussy. And Wussy, when Navi speaks, use up to listen well to her words of wisdom.
Yeah, I ain't doing that, big man. I hate to tell you. So we have just started, and we are already now in our first dungeon. Which, I gotta say, if Kokiri Forest is the best, starting area, the Deku Tree is the best starter dungeon for a 3D Zelda. Because, a Zelda dungeon is almost like a test. right? It is the test of your knowledge on Zelda and your ability to check, especially in the 3D area. This is like, it's setting the standard of like, these dungeons are going to be dangerous areas that's going to really test your patience and your ability to critically think and your fight against monsters. And the Deku Tree is one of the best dungeons to start with. It's why I genuinely think that despite this game's age, if you can get your hands on Ship of Harkinian on PC, Ocarina of Time is one of the better Zelda games to start the series with if you have never played it, or if you started with Breath of the Wild and you don't really know if you fuck with the previous games. Ocarina is really one of the best games to start with. I don't think it's the best. I don't know what I would even consider the best first 3D Zelda, because each Zelda game has its own benefits or pros and cons, rather. Right? Because it's like, Wind Waker is a fantastic 3D Zelda game. It runs amazingly, but it's not on a modern, or no, technically it's on the Switch too. But to get it, you have to pay for NSO and, you know, all that shit to get the emulators. But also, a good portion of the game is sailing in a barren sea on your ship. That may not be for everybody. Not everybody would really, or is really going to fuck with that vibe of, you know, sailing the sea for long periods of time to go to a tiny island. And so there is that. There's Twilight Princess, which Twilight Princess is a really good starter Zelda game. It has a really good story that, like, it has what I would consider the best companion character. The worst part really is just a matter of, like, again, much like Wind Waker, it's not on modern consoles. And unlike Wind Waker, it's not even on NSO. To play Twilight Princess, you either have to own a GameCube and a copy of the game, own a Wii and a copy of the game, or own a Wii U and a copy of the game. And if you know anything about the Wii U, it is safe to assume that a majority of Wii U's don't work anymore. Like, if my Wii U is anything to go off of, like, my shit is bricked. Like, that motherfucker doesn't even turn on anymore. It is a literal paperweight. Now, obviously, there are unofficial ways of playing Twilight Princess. Dusklight, which is just Ship of Harkinian, but for Twilight Princess. That being said, I haven't personally tried Dusklight yet. I don't know how it runs, if it even runs well, if it even has the full game. I have just heard good things about Dusklight, and it's at a point where it's like, Dusklight can really just go up and continue to improve with where it's at right now. So if you're willing to try Dusklight, Twilight Princess is one of the better Zelda games to get started with. It is a lot more based in regular Zelda stuff. It is a lot like Ocarina at times. However, it is also like a game where you have to swap between Human Link and Wolf Link, which may be something people don't really want to try, you know? I remember when Twilight Princess first came out, Wolf Link was very like, it was like almost as bad as like the whole Werehog thing in Sonic Unleashed. But unlike Werehog, Wolf Link made, I don't want to say sense, but worked functionally better in the setting of a Zelda game than it did in the setting of a Sonic game. And this is coming from somebody who is a fan of the Werehog stages and defends Werehog and shit like that. Like, the reason Werehog was so egregious to a lot of Sonic fans was because, like, the reason to play not just a Sonic game, but this Sonic game are the day levels, the speed levels. Unlike Werehog, where it was like a departure from the gameplay that people wanted, Wolf form or Wolf Link was not an addition to it, but it was more so like a subversion of it, where you're playing the game in the same way, but the rules are different now because you're in a completely different body. And some people may not fuck with that. Some people may not like that. Skyward Sword is tricky because Skyward Sword has one of the best Zelda stories ever told. Like, legitimately, I don't think I have played a Zelda game whose story I have liked more than Skyward Sword. I loved Twilight Princess, and I consider Twilight Princess's story to be top tier. It is a top tier story. I still think, just slightly, and this is probably going to piss off some people, I still think I prefer Skyward Sword's story a little bit more. And maybe that's nostalgia, maybe that's just, you know, that's just my reaction to the fact that Skyward Sword was really the first Zelda game that I actually, like, seriously played and genuinely, like, thought about. Like, Skyward Sword is one of the best Zelda stories ever told, in my opinion. Like, I consider Majora's Mask to be my favorite, mainly off of vibe, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the reason why I love that game is just because, like, the aesthetic of Majora's Mask and the gameplay of Majora's Mask is so fucking cool from a concept level, and, like, to make an entire Zelda game around that concept was genuinely really cool. And also, it was really the first Zelda game that I really liked, having watched Checker Conroy play it. And that game scared the shit out of me, too, when I was a kid. But while I think Skyward Sword is genuinely a fantastic game, the controls, both on the original and on the HD version for the Switch, are really hard to get into, because they are sadly very unintuitive. Like, it's more intuitive for the Wii, because the whole point of Skyward Sword was to make an entire game based around the Wii Motion Plus, which more accurately showed the controls of, or more accurately tracked how you swung the Wii remote, so that, you know, when you swing the Wii remote like a sword, Link swings it in the same way. The motion controls were like a huge thing, so having motion controls in Skyward Sword, while it was an interesting idea, the way they implemented it as the Wii Motion Plus is not a great addition to the Wii remote. It is very clunky, it is very buggy. Like, it really only worked in, like, Wii Sports Resort. So Skyward Sword, while it is a good game in my opinion, it is a good game, the controls are very unintuitive, especially more so on the Switch version. If you go to play without gyro controls, though from what I've heard from Hero, who is a massive Zelda fan, the gyro controls for Skyward Sword on the Switch were amazing. I personally didn't play them with the gyro controls, though I have heard that that it adds something to the experience from other people who have played Skyward Sword. I choose to play it with just regular controller, honestly, because after a while, those unintuitive controls that the controller version has became intuitive and are easier to learn, but you need to take the time out of your day to be willing to learn those new controls. And then Majora's Mask is a fantastic game. I hold it in very high regard. It is one of the worst 3D Zelda games to get into classic 3D Zelda, because it is a much more challenging game, and a big part of that challenge is handling the time limit. If you somehow don't know Majora's Mask, like, at all, the whole shtick with it is that you have to beat the game with a 3-day timer ticking down. Three days in game, not 3 days in real life. 3 days in real life, I feel like that could be very easily possible. Hi, I'm interrupting the video because I feel like I didn't explain why Majora's Mask isn't the best starter Zelda game. As I said, there's a 3-day time limit, and you need to beat the game within that time, but you can reverse time with your ocarina. However, that then means that you have to play the Zelda game while also managing your time. So you have time management stacked on top of typical Zelda gameplay, which for new players can be too much. Not to mention the fact that time travel is kind of strict in Majora's Mask. Like, certain key things about the game will stay no matter what, even when you reverse time, but other things won't stay. For example, in the first dungeon, you have to save the Deku Princess from this monster named Adalwa. So you go into the temple, defeat Adalwa, and take the Deku Princess back to the Deku Kingdom, saving her. If you reverse time, Adalwa will stay defeated, but the princess will be there as if you never took her to the kingdom in the first place. So you'd have to return her to the kingdom again. And you have to do that if you want to 100% the game, because there are multiple different side quests and certain things that can only happen when you save the Deku Princess from the temple and return her to the kingdom. So you have to stay on top of time management, and also you have to keep track of what does and doesn't reset when you reverse time back to the first day. Also, I feel like I didn't fully explain why Wolf Link could be a turnoff for Twilight Princess. The main thing is that it might be too much of a gameplay difference between regular Link and Wolf Link that it could turn off new players. It's not a huge difference. Instead of like swinging a sword and using a shield, Wolf Link kind of just like lunges at enemies, but it might be enough of a gameplay difference that it could turn players off. That's why I brought up the Werehog, because Sonic Unleashed had that, but a much more egregious version of that, where instead of doing speedy Sonic run stuff, the game turns into God of War hack and slash type shit. And that's not something Sonic fans were initially there for when they got Sonic Unleashed. So the Werehog kind of turned them off of the game entirely, because they have to play a version of the game that they don't want to play. In the same way, Wolf Link could do that for new players who have never played a classic 3D Zelda before, because not only do they need to learn how to play classic 3D Zelda normally, but they also have to do it for Wolf Link as well, which could be too much. By the way, if you want the best games to get into the 3 archetypes of Zelda, which is 2D, classic 3D, and modern 3D, play Link to the Past for 2D, Ocarina through Ship of Arcanian for classic 3D, and Breath of the Wild for modern 3D. Okay, bye. Back to the video now. So, while I do think it is a good game, Majora's Mask is probably the worst classic 3D Zelda to get into. Ocarina really is like I don't consider it the best, but it is a great introduction to classic 3D Zelda, because even the more aged aspects of the game is, one, something that's really only in Ocarina and also in Majora's Mask, because Majora's Mask is just Ocarina again, but like completely different story. But other than that, I mean, Ocarina is a great way to get into the game, and Ocarina is, to my knowledge, the most readily available classic 3D Zelda that isn't like straight up just like a part of like the modern console and stuff like that. Like, it is the most readily available classic 3D Zelda game that didn't originate on like the Switch. Goma. I will also say that I do think it was like how they handle the slingshot in this introduction to it, because even though every dungeon is a test of like what you already know about the game's mechanics, it also introduces its own, like, they also introduce their own ideas into the mix. But I do think this first dungeon also does a really great job at introducing the idea that items like the slingshot have multiple uses. Because, like, when it's first introduced, the slingshot is introduced as, like, a puzzle-solving tool, right? You use it to shoot down the ladder. And then right after that, in the next room that you couldn't progress in, you also learn, hey, the slingshot can also be used for combat. And it puts you in the headspace of like, okay, so almost every item in this game is going to serve most likely more than one purpose. And it forces you to have that like creative mindset of like, I wonder if this item can do this. I wonder if this item can do this.
Well done, Oversee. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me.
How did he do that? I mean, we already know it's Ganondorf. How did Ganondorf curse the Deku Tree? Did he just enter Kokiri Forest?
This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorceress powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Faeror, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong, flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Faeror, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's provinces, and the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm.
Text was going a little fast there. Just a little bit.
Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Ovusi, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me.
have a thing. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the great Deku Tree.
The future depends upon thee, O Wussy. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help O Wussy to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye.
And there goes the great Deku Tree. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, O Wussy. Goodbye, great Deku Tree.
Hey, Wussy, what did you do?
The great Deku Tree. Did he die?
How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault!
Damn, fuck you, kid. I didn't do shit. I will say, if I'm right in assuming that the Ocarina of Time remake will look like how it did in the teaser that we got, I really cannot wait to see how, like, all of these cutscenes and all of these characters will be animated. Because while I do think Nintendo is very lively in a lot of their animations, this game and Majora's Mask, like, they have good animations for the time. Oh, you're leaving. I knew that you would leave the forest someday, Wussy. Because you are different from me and my friends. But that's okay, because we'll be friends forever. Won't we? I want you to have this ocarina. Please take good care of it. Oh. You received the Fairy Ocarina. This is a memento from Saria. When you play my ocarina, I hope you will think of me and come back to visit the forest. Or the forest. To the forest to visit, sorry. Well. See ya! So now that we've left Kokiri Forest, a lot has just opened to us. And this is where I finally want to give full recognition to the fact that I am using a walkthrough for collectibles. I know the general outline as to what I'm supposed to do for a good majority of the game, but where items are, I couldn't tell you. Big shout out to Zelda Dungeon, because they have the best place to get walkthroughs for Zelda. Let's see if I remember how to quickly... I don't remember how to do speedrun shit. I don't know shit about chit chat, so if you want more knowledgeable playthroughs on Zelda, I would say go watch The Chosen Hero, but sadly he's still on break from streaming. But yeah, so we have a lot of things that we can do right now. We're gonna do a few of them. The big thing is that we are gonna be doing some mini games. There's a gold sculptula that we need to get. Sadly, I never get to the castle or castle town in time before nightfall, so I just have to spend like a night fighting stall children while waiting for the things for the sun to rise. I will say, I do find the fact that the all-powerful item in this game, like the big important item, is the ocarina. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Nintendo being like, we know a bunch of kids play these games. Let's inspire them to pick up an instrument. Which, by the way, I had an ocarina, like a Zelda one. But sadly, it does not work anymore. I do have, like, a real ocarina made out of clay that I sadly don't really ever play, but it is really cool. So the first place that we're gonna go... Oh, the first place we're gonna want to go is the shooting gallery, which I think this is it. Yes. So we have to complete this mini game for an item. Damn, this dude looks stoned as hell. I forgot, you shoot with the A button in this minigame for some inexplicable reason. I'll also say aiming in this is a little wonky. So you are gonna have to be patient with me here, chat. Fuck, well, I fucked it up. Okay. There we go. Deku Seed Bullet Bag. This bag can hold up to 40 slingshot bullets. So we did that. And then this is Melon.
Hey, your clothes, they're different. You're not from around here, are you? Oh, you're a fairy boy from the forest. My name is Malon. My dad owns Lon Lon Ranch. Dad went to the castle to deliver some milk, and he hasn't come back yet.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder how the remake is gonna handle that, like time like that, because like I feel like the reason why time doesn't pass in areas other than like the overworld is because of technical limitations. I wonder if they're going to keep that in the remake or if they're going to change that. Oh, I've already missed something. All right, we need to go back to the beginning of the area. I was too quick to start stealthing.
Are you going to the castle, fairy boy? Would you mind finding my dad? He must have fallen asleep somewhere around the castle. What a thing for an adult to do. Oh yeah, if you look for him, I'll give this to you. I've been incubating this egg very carefully.
Girl, where were you keeping this? You got a weird egg. It feels like there's something moving inside. Oh, that's right. You can't go in there. All right. Well, usually this egg hatches by now. There we go. The minute I start talking shit. Wake up, Mario.
What in tarnation? Can't a person get a little shut-eye around here? Hello, and who might you be? Yep, I'm Talon, the owner of Lon Lon Ranch. I went to the castle to deliver some milk, but I sat down here to rest, and I guess I fell asleep. What? Malon was looking for me? Oh, I'm gonna catch it from her now. I messed up bad leaving Malon behind to wait for me. She's really gonna let me have it.
Well, there he goes. Well, we're on to speak with this fabled princess of destiny. I can't remember, Eternal. How far did you and Hero get in your co-op randomizer stream? Not far? Yeah. Everybody was clowning Hero for basically like leaving you to go do the first dungeon while he went to go and do a bunch of other shit. We had to look for a certain item. I forgot what it was though. I was watching it, so I don't remember. All right, let's see if I can ace garden stealth like a true master of my craft. Also, I have to do the obligatory every Ocarina of Time Let's Play thing ever. There's Mario portraits up there. Also, if you shoot there with your slingshot, a guard will throw a bomb at you. I'm not doing that personally.
Oh my god. Who are you? How did you get past the guards?
I'm an assassin. Ganon sends his regards.
Oh, what's that? Is that a fairy? Then are you from the forest? Then you wouldn't happen to have the spiritual stone of the forest, would you? That green and shining stone?
Shit, who's asking?
Do you have it?
Yes.
Just as I thought. I had a dream. In the dream, dark storm clouds were billowing over the land of Hyrule. But suddenly, a ray of light shot out of the forest, parted the clouds, and lit up the ground.
The light turned into a figure holding a green shining stone, followed by a fairy. I know this is a prophecy that that someone would come from the forest. Yes, I thought you might be the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I got carried away with my story and I didn't even properly introduce myself. I am Zelda, Princess of Hyrule. What is your name? Oh, Vussy.
This screenshot is like the perfect screenshot for any stupid Link name. I love the name. Hell yeah. We got an Ovussy lover in the chat. Hell yeah. Was there a crab involved? Fuck your father. Fuck your father. Oh my fucking god. Dude, man, I really liked Game Grumps back in the day. I hated their playthrough of Ocarina of Time, and I loathe their playthrough of Majora's Mask. Like, I am of the belief that I don't usually give a fuck what people say on the internet. Majora's Mask is one of my favorite Zelda games ever. I deadass, as a grown man, cannot handle Aaron Hansen shitting on these games endlessly. I get he has his own opinion, and I don't think it's invalid for him to have that opinion. I just hate that shit, bro.
Strange. It sounds somehow familiar. Okay then, Avussy. I'm going to tell you the secret of the sacred realm that has been passed down by the royal family of Hyrule. Please keep this a secret from everyone.
Okay.
The legend goes like this. The three goddesses hid the Triforce containing the power of the gods somewhere in Hyrule. The power to grant the wish of the one who holds the Triforce in his hands. If someone with a righteous heart makes a wish, it will lead Hyrule to a golden age of prosperity. If someone with an evil mind has his wish granted, the world will be consumed by evil. So the ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the Triforce from evil ones. That's right. The Temple of Time is the entrance through which you can enter the sacred realm from our world. But the entrance is sealed with a stone wall called the Door of Time. And in order to open the door, it is said that you need to collect 3 spiritual stones. And another thing you need is the treasure that the royal family keeps along with this legend. The Ocarina of Time.
Chat, she said the name of the game. We're all able to go home now.
Did you understand well the story I just told you?
Yes.
That's great. I made it the fuck up. I forgot to tell you. I was spying through this window just now. The other element from my dream, the dark clouds, I believe they symbolize that man in there. Will you look through the window at him?
Sure.
Can you see that man with the evil eyes? That is Ganondorf, the leader of the Gerudo. They hail from the desert far to the west. Though he swears allegiance to my father, I am sure he is not sincere. The dark clouds that covered Hyrule in my dream, they must symbolize that man.
The fuck you doing?
What happened? Did he see you? Don't worry. He doesn't have any idea what we're planning yet.
Like she just shouts that.
Yes. I told my father about my dream. However, he didn't believe it was a prophecy. He thought I was schizophrenic. But I can sense that man's evil intentions. What Ganondorf is...
Oh my god.
What Ganondorf is after must be nothing less than the Triforce of the Sacred Realm. He must have come to Hyrule to obtain it. And he wants to conquer Hyrule. No, the entire world. Oh, Vussy. Now, we are the only ones who can protect Hyrule. Please.
I don't believe your ass. No.
Thank you. I am afraid. I have a feeling that man is going to destroy Hyrule. He has such terrifying power. But it's fortunate that you have come. We must not let Ganondorf get the Triforce. I will protect the Ocarina of Time with all my power. He shall not have it. You go find the other two spiritual stones. Let's get the Triforce before Ganondorf does, then defeat him. One more thing. Take this letter. I'm sure it will be helpful to you.
You received Zelda's letter. Wow, the letter has Princess Zelda's autograph. So, no, oh shit, we've been caught.
I am Impa of the Sheikah. I am responsible for protecting Princess Zelda. Everything is exactly as the princess foretold. You are a courageous boy. You are heading out on a big new adventure, aren't you? My role in the princess's dream was to teach a melody to the one from the forest. This is an ancient melody passed down by the royal family. I have played this song for Princess Zelda as a lullaby ever since she was a baby. There is mysterious power in these notes. Now listen carefully.
Stream watchers are going nutty for having the background music while learning a song like this. Oy, oy vey. All right. We have learned our first Ocarina song.
If the castle soldiers find you, there will be trouble. Let me lead you out of the castle. You brave lad, we must protect this beautiful land of Hyrule.
Actually, I'm a little lad. Get it right.
Okay.
It's for branding.
Take a good look at that mountain. That is Death Mountain, home of the Gorons. They hold the spiritual stone of fire. At the foot of Death Mountain, you will find my village, Kakariko. That is where I was born and raised. You should talk to some of the villagers there before you go up Death Mountain. The song I just taught you has some mysterious power. Only royal family members are allowed to learn this song. Remember, it will help to prove your connection with the royal family. The princess is waiting for you to return to the castle with the stones. All right, we're counting on you.
Yeah, he's part of an official group. You can't have my little lad JJ. Yep. Okay. So let me get Red Rupee again. Because normally, in a normal playthrough of Ocarina, is when we would start, you know, keep progressing, head towards Dead Mountain. No, we're gonna do a bunch of side quests now.